The South African President Cyril Ramaphosa is delivering the State of Nation address this evening. This address takes place before a joint sitting of the two houses of Parliament. It is significant to South Africans as it highlights the political, social and economic landscape of the country. With a lot of controversy around the current president's tenure, he will be also taking the nation through the government's shortcomings.
They must expect President addressing the nation about the history of what happened during the 30 years since ANC has been in charge. President will easily share both the successes and challenges. We are committed to ensuring that young people should actually have access to economy, although this is a big challenge, but a lot of interventions are taking place. So I'm saying in that 30 years, no poor kids have got no access to what to call to school. All children after matric, those who qualify, go to university. Their socio-economic background is no longer a determination.
This happens ahead of the 2024 South African national elections, a year which also marks 30 years of South Africa's democracy. President Cyril Ramaphosa will be outlining the government's key objectives for the following year.
The story of the first 30 years of our democracy can best be told through a number of initiatives that have been embarked upon in the 30 years. But I think that the story can best be told through the life of a child who was born at the dawn of our democracy called Tintswalo. Tintswalo, democracy's child, grew up in a society that was worlds apart from the South Africa of her parents, South Africa of her grandparents and great-grandparents. We set out a clear plan to end load shedding, which we have been implementing with a single-minded focus through the National Energy Crisis Committee. We have delivered on our commitments to bring substantial new power through private investment on the grid, which is already helping to reduce load shedding. We will use our foreign policy to pursue our development goals. During our leadership of BRICS last year, we witnessed a new chapter for BRICS, the BRICS family of countries. The expansion of the group from 5 to 10 countries presents opportunities for trade and a strengthening of political and diplomatic ties between countries in the global south.
The South African President Cyril Ramaphosa addressed the nation at the South African Parliament in Cape Town. There is a mixed bag of feelings around his address. Oppositions came out gun blazing, stating that his speech was a repetition of his 2018 speech. They were disputing, stating that it was full of empty promises.
The reality is that he had to conjure up a fictitious person to tell us that this person who lives in South Africa is happy and taken care of. Tintswalo that I know doesn't live in the Eastern Cape. The Tintswalo that lives in the Eastern Cape lives in a home that has electricity infrastructure and water, but water doesn't come out of the taps and there's no electricity. Tintswalo that I know and her peers, 49% of them are unemployed in the Eastern Cape. Her young siblings do not get ECD support. When they arrive at school, they're already behind and they get lost, they drop out and they become part of a cohort that is not counted when they factor in the real matric pass rate.
President does make an honest admission that whilst we have made this significant stride, provision of basic services, universal access, free higher education, the nutritional meals that we are giving twice a day to poor kids, the kind of progress that we have delivered on universal healthcare. We still have significant challenges. Load shedding is one of those. Although you have achieved a significant amount of penetration, we are nearing universal access, but we still don't have reliable quality supply of electricity. But we do accept those challenges are there, and we are doing everything to resolve the challenges.
With this being said, there were still positives that one can write home about and can instill hope to South Africans. For more on this, follow us on BGTN, Kakangofe, BGTN, Cape Town, South Africa.